Hello, and welcome to our virtual senior night. As many of you guys know, at the end of each semester, we invite our graduating students and those leaving Kirksville to share some of the wisdom and experiences that they've had during their time at Truman and with CCF. And this is something that I'd always loved, especially as a student and an underclassman, because it gave me the chance to hear people who I looked up to share the things that God had taught them. And a lot of times I didn't even really know these people. I just thought that they were super cool and wise. But anyway, we think that our seniors and those leaving have really valuable things to share with the rest of the body. And I think what is really cool is that oftentimes, like, what they have to say is not like revolutionary, but behind everything said, you know that there's like a deeper and fuller story behind it. And it is an amazing encouragement to see the different ways that God works in each of our lives that also like show us deep and basic truths about who the Lord is and who we are. And so with that, here are our seniors. We love them, and here we go.
Hello. For those of you I haven't met, my name is Sarah Mockestead. This fall, I will be moving to Kansas City to work toward getting my Master's of Social Work at UMKC. I'm really excited, but I'm also so very sad to be leaving this place that I love with people that I love. So prayers for that transition and finding a church home in Kansas City would be stellar. I do have some advice, but I can take no credit for these words because this is basically just a compilation of things that I've learned from some really smart people. So that's my first advice. If you hear someone say something and it either feels like a slap across the face or a hug you never knew you needed, hold on to it. It's probably important. Becoming an adult can make being a good child hard, but recently someone told me that sometimes the best way to honor your parents is to stop being obedient and trust the person that they raised you to be. Asking questions doesn't make you look foolish, but acting like you know things that you don't usually does. So just ask. Don't wait to do the thing you're passionate about. Do it now, and don't stop when it gets hard. Just because it's hard does not mean that it's wrong. You cannot be everything to everyone. I will say that again. You cannot be everything to everyone. If you think you are invincible and the only one in the world who can always help and never needs help, you're gonna get wrecked and it's gonna suck. Read books or watch shows by people whose experiences are different than your own. Ask your friends how they're really doing and ask often. Water and bathroom breaks are not and will never be rewards. Take care of your body. People care. They're looking for opportunities to do something about it. Create those opportunities and people will show up. Finally, please never suffer alone. If you can't find the words to express what you're feeling, reach out to someone anyway. You are loved, known, and seen. This community is here to hold you. Bring your whole mess and please show up. Thank you for listening. I love you all. Thank you for being my friends.
Hey guys, I just want to come and humbly offer you a few things that I have learned over the past few years that have been really applicable to my life. The first is don't be afraid to go and be wild and be spontaneous and do things. But also don't feel like you need to do every single little thing. I found that all that happened when I tried to do things was it just increased my FOMO when I couldn't do them, and it just tired me out, and it just wasn't worth it. The second thing that I would say is look for the good things in life, whether that is just in this ministry or whether or not that is in the outside world and at Truman. Just look for the positives because God has blessed us with a lot, and a lot of times it's very easy to overlook those or ignore those. We should just look to Him in those times. Thirdly, it is okay to not be okay. Depression and anxiety are horrible, terrible things, and they are so very prevalent, more than really any of us realize in our own lives. And people aren't going to turn you away if you go and talk to them about it. God loves you dearly. And the people here love you dearly, and they will listen to you if that is a thing. Fourth, my last thing, go on spring break. It's totally worth it. I love you all. That's all I have. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Alexis if you don't know me. I have been at Truman for a while now. This is my 5th year, so I took a victory lap. Don't let anyone tell you that a 5th year is bad though. You get to have more friends and sometimes you need it to graduate, so do the 5th year if you need it. I'm a double major at Truman, math and biology, and next year I will be at the University of Georgia with a master's in public health with a concentration in epidemiology and a certificate in infectious disease epidemiology. So convenient timing with all of this crazy COVID things going on. I just have 2 pieces of advice for you. The first is to say no. Say no to things that you don't think that you need in your life when opportunities arise. So you could do this, or you could do this, or you could do this, and you have all of these opportunities. Say no to the ones that you know that you don't need. That's what I needed to hear in college. You don't need to do all of those things. Take care of yourself, take care of your mental health and well-being. You don't need to do everything. Do the things that you can do well. The second is to sit with people. Know people well, have conversations, and be a good listener. I've heard it said once that you get to know the Lord by seeing His people. And so the best attributes of people, the people who are the most joyful, the people who are the most servant-hearted, the people who are so generous, if you put all of those best characteristics together, that's the character of God. So get to know people and you'll get to know God better. I'm so thankful for my time at CCF and just want to thank you all for a great 5 years, and I'm so sad that this is the way they're ending, but I'm just so thankful for each of you. Bye.
Hello everyone, I am Mare Boone and I will be graduating with a Bachelor of Science degree in Psychology and also with a Disability Studies minor. I will be moving back to St. Louis and living with my parents, and as of now I do not have a job, but that is okay because what I've learned in CCF is that you cannot mess up God's plan at all, at all. Nothing you do will prevent Him from following through on His promises, and you can ask for help and He will take whatever it is and make it into something that is glorifying to Him, into something that is so good. I've also learned that who I am as a child of God, and by knowing and listening to His truth, the truth in His word, and the truth that comes from His people. Truth is powerful and so freeing, so be on the lookout for that because it will hit you. Lastly, I've learned that marriage is not the finish line of undergrad. It can be hard not to think that we are on the same life track and headed in that same direction, but it is not the case most of the time. If you are not in a relationship and have never been in a relationship, it is okay. God is not selling you short, and He has not forgotten you. He hears you and He knows. I want to say this because we all know the good that comes from being in a relationship and being engaged and being married. I just know that in this environment, from my own experience and at many others' experiences, contentment and singleness can seem harder or more inferior to any other relationship status. So I just wanted to tell you guys that that is not the case. And being single and even wanting to be single is not an inferior plan, and God will provide in any case, in any relationship status. So I love you guys so much, and I'm sending all of my peace and blessings to you.
Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy T-Hash. We're back at it again with another senior YouTube tutorial. Today I'm going to be telling you how to not be a chotch. Yes, you heard it here first. We will be learning how to not be a chotch. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to talk to people. You're going to want to get out there. You're going to want to discuss. You're going to want to have community with those around you. This is going to be the first step. Second step is this video. I did not think of the steps. So as we're thinking of this, we're going to go ahead and stall and say, go ahead and find the description down below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. We'll be doing a giveaway quickly. Don't know what we're giving away, but hey, it might be this Carhartt merch. We just signed a recent deal with them. So yeah, second step, I'm in low power mode. Second step, what we're going to do is enjoy the weather outside. It is beautiful out, and I know these times are wild. Yeah, that's it. See you next time. You guys are still watching the video. Thanks for hanging out. Just know that you're loved. Know that this community is awesome because of you. These times are strange, but you guys make this community what it is. So keep loving others, keep asking questions, keep trusting God, keep being bold, and keep showing up. Dang it! I keep messing that up.
My name is Katie Bregman, and I will be graduating with a BS in Psychology and Justice Systems with a minor in Sociology. This fall, I will be moving to Orlando, Florida to participate in the Orlando Fellows Program, which I'm super excited about. Here are a few of my thoughts over the years that I wanted to share. Number 1. Try and get all of your textbooks from the library in Mobius. It's easy and it's free. Number 2. Talk to your professors. They are human just like you. Number 3. Go explore Kirksville. It's easy to get caught up in the bubble of campus and the main drag, but there are plenty other places to experience. Number 4. Take classes with friends. It's 10 times more enjoyable. Number 5. Embrace change and get out of your comfort zone. With friends, sports, food, really anything. Number 6. Get to know international students. You probably aren't going to get another chance to be around so many different people. And bonus, they love cooking you their food. Number 7. CCF is a great community, but it doesn't mean it or the people inside of it are perfect. There are people who struggle with the same things you do. Go and have those deep conversations. Don't answer, "How are you?" with a lie. The people in this community really want to know what's on your heart. Number 8. Have fun while you're here. Don't let school, work, or responsibility control you. Number 9. Schedule a quiet time with God. Be still and listen. Take a step back from life. Number 10. God is your lifeline. When everything else is messy, God is constant. He is in control and has a fantastic plan for your life. CCF has really been an influential part of my life here at Truman. I've made my best friends here and learned so much. Be true to God and keep being you. Thanks, guys.
Hi, I'm Alex Ricky. I am a senior and I will be graduating this year with a degree in communication. And it really sucks that we can't all be together for senior night, but here is something. So I've been a part of CCF since my freshman year, and I have learned and grown so much here. I don't know if it's possible for me to fully describe my experience being a part of CCF in 90 seconds, or if I have any real wisdom to share, but I really have learned and grown a lot here. If I could condense all of that learning into one thing, I guess it would be that you are allowed to change here. You are allowed to be dumb and make mistakes and ask questions. College is a time to grow and change and learn about yourself, and that is really cool and beautiful, but that change doesn't really happen if you don't do the hard work of being vulnerable with yourself and with God and with the people around you. I came here feeling really scared and broken, but this body showed me that I was loved despite all of that. I know it's so easy in college to have this scarcity mindset about things like time and grades and relationships or whatever, but you don't need to have that here about love and care. I did it for a long time and it really sucks. This body is good because God is good, and there is no need to feel like there won't be enough love for you. This place isn't perfect. The staff and the leaders and all the students aren't perfect, and I don't think they claim to be. But things can be imperfect and still be good. You can be imperfect and still be good. Being able to hold those two opposing ideas is difficult, but it's worth it. I'm really sad that my time here with CCF was weirdly cut short by all this pandemic craziness, and I'm really sad that we can't all be together, and I can't say this to you guys in person. But I know that the work that God has done here and the relationships that He's formed will last long after my time here. I'm really grateful for my time here at CCF. I love you guys a lot, and will miss you guys a lot. Also, you should go on spring break because it slaps.
Alright, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Caro, and I am going to graduate with a degree in creative writing. I don't have any plans except for to live in St. Louis for now because of the coronavirus. But today I wanted to talk a little bit about loneliness. I've fallen into the trap of being upset at times that CCF can be cliquish, and I'm an introvert, so it was hard occasionally for me to get involved and to feel connected, especially at events, because the energy can be kind of overwhelming. But this didn't stop me over the years. I've found a lot of people who I've felt close with and have become lifelong friends that I'm really grateful for. But I still felt at times that I wasn't doing enough to get into the elusive CCF inner circle. I had to miss a couple spring breaks, and I didn't go to all the events all the time, so I just kind of felt like I needed to be doing more in order to be a better person for the people around me. And what made it even harder was that I felt that people secretly didn't want me around, and because of this, I didn't always ask people to hang out when I wanted to, or I felt awkward around people who I thought were more connected than me. I'm not totally done dealing with these thoughts. I'm still on this journey, but I have learned that it's better to be rejected than to miss out on opportunities for real connection because of pride and fear. And I'll say that again because it's really important. I've learned that it's better to be rejected than to miss out on opportunities for real connection because of pride or fear. And also, people really do want to hang out and connect with you. I do want to say thanks to the community of CCF who taught me how to be a real, actual Christian, and to all my wonderful friends who have supported me. I love you guys so much, and I will miss you.
So they said it's CCF senior night. Dang, we want to know your secrets. Let's be real, they always want to know my secrets. And the first thing is that I wear slides instead of chacos. Just kidding. The first rule is always follow the rules. If you don't want to be noticed by anybody, you want to stay under the radar, always follow the rules. It says in the Bible, do not murder. That means do not murder. Rule number 2 is creativity kills. That means no art, no music. Stick to the prayers inside the Bible. The second you leave the box, Satan enters it. Rule number 3, never commit to anything. Consistency is the enemy of achievement. Do you realize how much more free time you have when you don't ever commit to anything? The possibilities are endless. Rule number 4 goes hand in hand with rule number 3. And rule number 4 is never invest in anyone. The only thing that happens when you invest in people is you get heartbroken. The less people you invest in, the less gifts you have to give for Christmas. Rule number 5 is stomp out diversity. I've spent 4 years trying to make sure that people look like me and act like me are the only ones that are part of my community. What? It's called university for a reason. What? What's up, dog? See. And since 6 is the perfect number of rules, the last rule is don't be a chotch. If you follow my rules to success, you're going to have the best 4 years of your life and the best life of your years. Amen.
Welcome to CCF Senior Night 2020. I'm Robin Schrader and I'm not a senior. I will be leaving Kirksville in July to hang out in St. Louis, where I will be waiting for my Peace Corps assignment to begin, hopefully soon. For our first story of the day, I'm encouraging you to seriously consider taking a gap year. It's a radical opportunity to slow down and listen for God in the silence. And now, the weather. Thank you, Robin. Today it looks like Kirksville is not a garbage hole trash heap. You're just projecting. Back to you, Robin. Thank you, Robin. This just in. If you don't feel like you belong in CCF, join leadership or talk to a staff member about it. If you do feel like you belong in CCF, find someone who doesn't. Remember how you felt when you started out here? Be the person that you needed or the person that you did have. Be the person that doesn't just memorize names. Ask questions. Get to know a stranger, a sophomore, a freshman. Invite new homies to hangouts. Invite new faces to friend groups. Invest time and love and energy in others. Be bold. Be vulnerable. Be open to the goodness of God in this community. This is Robin Schrader signing off. Thank you. I love you.
Hello, I'm Devin. Last week I got married. This week I'm moving to Tennessee, trying to find a job, trying to save money. Things are pretty crazy. It's just an update. I was thinking about things to talk about and things that I've learned that God has been teaching me. And I thought about how I had this idea that when I was following God's will, I constantly needed to ask God what I needed to do next. God, what do you want me to do? What is it that you want me to do? Where do I go? Like, what's here for me? Those kinds of questions. And to an extent, those were really good because I was focusing on honoring God and what I did. But in reality, I was putting a lot of emphasis on how successful I was or how good I was at those things. And after some really good conversations over spring break trips and just some prayer and scripture, I started to hear from God that He wasn't calling me to keep asking what I needed to do, but to ask who I needed to be, who God's calling to be. Is God calling me to be a mentor? Is God calling me to be a listener? Is God calling me to be his child? And my identity as a brother or a son or a husband, those things are identities that God gives me that aren't based on how good I am at what I do. So don't put too much weight on how successful you are at what you do, because that's all God. So.
Hi everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Hannah, and in the fall I'm going to be moving to St. Louis to attend WashU and hopefully get my doctorate in occupational therapy. So any prayers for that transition in these uncertain times would be really great. I tried to think of a way to make this really funny and creative, and I came up with nothing, so hopefully somebody else did. My first piece of advice is to find someone who can give you advice. Just reach out to someone who can walk with you in the hard times and give you their wisdom and advice. And try and be that for someone else as well, because those people have been really, really important in my life. The next thing is to build each other up and instead of trying to one-up each other's miseries. Don't fall into that toxic Truman culture of trying to one-up how hard you've got it. And instead, I just hope that you guys can really focus on loving people. And yeah, don't fall into the complaining culture of Truman, or life, I guess. It's not healthy. The last thing is that CCF is a really awesome, beautiful community, and I've found a great home here. But I want you to know that it's okay if you have a hard semester in school or in CCF, and I just hope that you can find a way to keep showing up. Keep showing up at CCF and keep showing up for your people, even if that looks a little different in a certain semester. And then just a reminder that community is meant to point us to Jesus and not replace him. And that's a quote by Jenny Allen, and just a good thing to keep in mind. The last thing is that it's literally never too late to make a new friend. So reach out to that person that you've been thinking about, that underclassman, that upperclassman, that CCF staff person, that professor, whoever it is. Reach out. It's never too late to make a new friend, even if you're a senior. I love you guys, and I hope to see you all soon.
VH 1000 in all its glory. But when the Pharisees heard that Jesus had silenced the Sadducees, they gathered themselves together. One of them, a lawyer, asked him a question, testing him. "Teacher, which is the great commandment in the law?" And he said to him, "You shall love the Lord your God with all of your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the great and foremost commandment. The second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. On these two commandments depend the whole law and prophets." If you take nothing else away from this, love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. In whatever you're doing at college, if you ask yourself these two questions, and the answer is yes, then you're doing the right thing. Also, this is my personal advice. Whatever you're doing, the relationships you form are the most important thing that will happen out of whatever you're doing. So make sure to form those relationships. That's how you love God, and that's how you love others. It's good to see you all.
From